Tool came out with a new album recently. Now, before I get into this, I want to preface it by saying that I am the biggest Tool fan alive. I will fight you. I've been listening to Tool for years, since I was about 12 actually. I started listening right when Lateralis came out. The first CD I listened to was Numa, and it absolutely blew my mind. But as time progressed, there's some stuff that bothered me about the band and the content of their music. They're practically a religious band, so let's take a look at some of their lyrics and debunk it. Let's get into it. I found out recently that Billy Corgan of the Smashing Pumpkins holds completely opposite social and political views to me. That bothered me for a while. Do I stop listening to his work? I sat on it for a while and decided that I still appreciate an artist's work regardless of the ridiculous beliefs they hold privately. So keep that in mind going into this. I know I have some fellow Tool fans in the audience, so stick with it and recognize that you can still like the band regardless of their ridiculous ideas. Let's start with the band members. The singer, Maynard James Keenan, has some other bands too. He's the singer for A Perfect Circle. So let's look at one of their songs, Judith. When the singer was a kid, his mom, Judith, got in an accident that left her paralyzed, and she kept thanking God she was alive. 10,000 days after the accident, she died. And that's why Tool named their last studio album 10,000 Days. With that information in mind, here's some of the lyrics to Judith. Oh, so many ways for me to show you how the Savior has abandoned you. F*** your God, your Lord, your Christ. He did this. Took all you had and left you this way. Still you pray. You never stray. Never taste of the fruit. You never thought to question why. It's not like you killed someone. It's not like you drove a hateful spear into his side. Praise the one who left you broken down and paralyzed. He did it all for you. So many ways for me to show you how your dogma has abandoned you. Pray to your Christ, your God. Never taste of the fruit. Talk to Jesus Christ as if he knows the reasons why. He did it all for you. So obviously the dude isn't mega religious, right? He made an entire song about how God abandoned his mother. Here's another one by the same band called Talk Talk. It's fairly new. Thoughts and prayers? Adorable. We're bleeding out. While you deliberate, bodies accumulate. Sit and talk like Jesus. Try walking like Jesus. Talk, talk, talk. Get the f*** out of my way. The idea behind this is that the singer is sick of people constantly sending victims of tragedies thoughts and prayers, instead of actually doing something about it. I can totally get on board with that. Now let's look at some of their questionable material, the thing that really bothers me about Tool. Here are the lyrics from the song Parabola. In this holy reality, in this holy experience, choosing to be here in this body. My reminder that I'm not alone in this body. Feeling eternal, all this pain is an illusion. Recognize this as a holy gift and celebrate this chance to be alive and breathing. What the f***? Did they just go religious on me? First of all, pain is not an illusion. Pain is real. And what's a holy gift? For that matter, what the f*** does the word holy mean? Okay, whatever. It's one song on the album. I'll overlook it. Except it's not. They pulled the same shit on the album before that, Anima, in the song 46 and 2. The whole song is about transcending. Humans have 44 chromosomes plus the 2 sex chromosomes, so a total of 46. We used to have more, but you can actually see where 2 fuse together, and they aren't fused together in some other great apes. This whole song is about transcending to a higher existence by gaining 2 extra chromosomes. I really don't think they understand how biology works. Like, at all. Actually, this is an idea from a famous psychologist named Carl Jung. He and Freud were kind of competitors, and just about everything Freud and Jung have said has been debunked by now, but they really are the fathers of modern psychology. So I give them credit for that. But this whole idea about transcending by gaining 2 extra chromosomes is ridiculous. Jung got even weirder. He had some obsession with stones, and thought if humans managed to put them in towers around the world, we would all instantly gain those extra 2 chromosomes and transcend to a higher plane. What does that even mean? That's just nonsense. And Tool bought it. The artist for Tool, Alex Gray, is absolutely amazing. His artwork is inspired and beautiful. But the dude believes he's a shaman. He thinks when he takes hallucinogenics, he goes to another plane of existence where people show him how to make the artwork that he makes. Please, this whole thing bothers me to no end. It doesn't stop there. They have an obsession with numbers. The Bible's pretty big on numerology. The number 6 is an evil number. 3 is used for emphasis. 7 is a holy number, usually represents God. And what do I find when I went to my last Tool concert? A 7-pointed star. A 7-pointed star! Okay, maybe it's just a symbol and doesn't mean anything. Except the guitarist said in an interview that they used the 7-pointed star because it's straight from sacred geometry. Sacred Geometry. Why, Tool? Okay, let's look at their newest album. It has 7 tracks. Some really solid picks on here. One of the songs is called Tempest. Wait, that's not right. It's not Tempest. It's 7 EMPEST. There's that 7 again. In fact, most of the songs are written in 7/4 time signatures. And the title track is called Fear Inoculum. FEAR, that's 4, INOCULUM. 7. The bonus track adds an extra 7 minutes to the CD. If you count their first EP, Opiate, it's their 7th album. Look, I appreciate Hidden Meanings as much as the next guy, but these guys are seriously bordering on religious. The only reason 7 is a significant number in the first place is for religious reasons. This really bothers me. I haven't even covered all the stupid woo on their older albums, but the rest gets a pass. Those are the most egregious examples. The newest album has a song called Numa. What the f*** is a Numa? In stoic thought, the vital spirit, soul, or creative force of a person. Okay, maybe the lyrics aren't that bad. Let's give them a read. We are spirit bound to this flesh. We go around, one foot nailed down, but bound to reach out beyond this flesh. Become Numa. We are will and wonder, bound to recall, remember. We're born of one breath, one word. We're all one spark, sun becoming. Child, wake up. Release the light. Wake up now. This guise, this mask, this dream. Tool, please, you're killing me here. I am trying so hard to like you, but every time I talk to a fellow fan, they want to tell me about their chakras and shit. What is happening? As I said, it's a great band. I think the new album is top-notch, just as good as their others. It has some absolutely solid tracks on there. They sound like they did it in 1996. There's something special about getting these 4 people in a room together. The singer has 2 other bands, and neither of them are anywhere near as famous as Tool. They don't have the same sounds. They're missing something. Maynard James Keenan, despite his stupid woo bullshit, is an incredible lyricist. He writes lyrics to be general enough that anybody can find a way to apply it to their lives. But when you find out what the specific meaning actually is, it all clicks into place and makes perfect sense. Adam Jones, the guitarist, and Justin Chancellor, the bassist, are almost made for each other. Those two need to stick together to the end of time. And Danny Carey, the drummer, always puts a unique spin on things, playing drums in really unique ways. Plus, he absolutely shreds it. It's an amazing band, and it was the start of my rebellious phase as a young Jehovah's Witness. It wasn't the thing that got me out, but it opened the doors for me to do something wrong and be okay with it. So Tool will always hold a place in my heart, despite their stupid wooey shit. I'll put up with it because they're amazing artists. All that being said, I think the new album is phenomenal. The band said things about how they thought the fans were going to have to stick with the album a little longer than usual to really appreciate it. The album was named Fear Inoculum because they worried that they wouldn't quote-unquote have it anymore. But they released some real hits on here. As stupid as I think the lyrics are, Numa is a really good track. Descending is flawless. 13 minutes of face-melting guitar riffs. Invincible speaks to me. It's about a warrior past his prime who's running in head first to keep fighting. The lyrics on the track Fear Inoculum feel a little, I don't know. I don't even know how to describe it. It insists upon itself. Maybe that's the phrase I'm looking for. Recast my tale, read my allegorical elegy. Come on, guys. It sounds like something I'd read on the I Am Very Smart subreddit. And honestly, at first, the instrumental aspect didn't speak to me. But the more I listened to it, the more it grew on me. The song is a little bit of an acquired taste, but I think it'll go down as one of their better tracks. Culling Voices is a really interesting song. Not my favorite, but it's definitely Tool and it's definitely good. And finally, the last track on the physical release, Tempest, or Tempest with an extra 7 thrown in there, is a masterpiece. Adam Jones goes all out on it. It sounds like old Tool, and as time goes on, it melds into something you'd expect to hear on Lateralis. I am absolutely not disappointed in the album. Lots of those songs are going to find themselves on a list of top Tool songs of all time. The band avoided streaming services this whole time and finally broke down on August 2nd. They became the first band to ever occupy all top 10 spots on the digital downloads billboard. And it was well deserved. I fucking love this band. I even have some Tool tattoos, and if you look closely, you'll find references to them all over my videos. I've even used their lyrics before in a video. I mentioned it in the description at the time. Cold silence has a tendency to atrophy any sense of compassion, from their song Schism, and I've drawn some of their artwork before too. They were worried over nothing. As I've said, they've still got it. Okay, that's all I've got for you. If you like what I do and you want to make sure I can continue to do it, you can support me in a few ways. First, you can support me on Patreon. That's probably the best way. But if you want to get something back for your support, you can check out my Teespring. I'm trying to make a shirt design for every cult I've covered. I haven't gotten every one, but I'm working on it. So check it out and see if your cult is up there. Second, you can support me by checking out my game shop. I sell controller, cartridge, and game box stands for every system, from the original Nintendo and Sega Game Gear to the Xbox One and Nintendo Switch. Plus, I sell Mario keychains and piggy banks and all kinds of other stuff, so give that a look too. And finally, if you want to support me in some way other than monetarily, you can check out my other YouTube channels. I have a retro game channel where I answer questions like, why does Shy Guy have a mask? And why are CRT TVs the best way to play retro games? I also have a podcast where I talk about stuff I don't feel I can say on a monetized channel. And on that note, I wanted to announce something new I'll be doing soon. I've been working my nuts off for about 3 years straight, so I'm changing up my format a little bit. I started doing a long-form interview podcast style video for my Thursday video, and a shorter, in-depth video for Sundays. Due to the swell of support I've seen from Patreon, I feel comfortable enough to take it a step further. Starting next month, I'll be releasing a completely unmonetized video where I can talk about whatever I feel I need to talk about. I'm not even going to try to pass it through monetization. I wish I didn't have to worry about dancing around subjects carefully in the first place, but I chose to do this as a full-time job, so unfortunately, I rely on YouTube's AdSense and on the support of patrons to continue doing the work I do. But I feel like releasing an unmonetized video every now and then will be worthwhile. Anyways, check me out in all those places if you haven't already. Thanks for watching, guys.